Hey guys, D.Bowie here, and this is how Zai fights with PUDGE. I feel like a lot of people put a lot of focus on whether PUDGE lands a hook or not as the main indicator on how well he is or is doing in the game. And while landing hooks is a big part of playing PUDGE, if you want to get past 4K playing him, there's much more important stuff to pay attention to. For instance, do you wait until the enemy wastes his escape to hook, or you bang your head against the wall, hooking an anti-mage or void when they have their escape ready, without you having dismember? Anyway, let's get into the game, but as you watch it, try to not focus on whether the hook lands or not, and pay more attention to when he hooks, how he positions, what does he wait to happen until engaging, etc. I know what people will say as soon as they see this segment. There's going to be a comment saying, "Hey Bowie, you're overanalyzing things." I strongly believe Zai does this on purpose. Check it out. Lion places a mid ward and Zai just chills in the Roche pit until he sees Scuttle going towards the mid lane, probably to block the creeps or give tangles. Anyways, the point is, there's a really big chance that Scuttle will go back to the safe lane since Void plus Scuttle offlane is not really a good combination. As he walks towards the mid lane, check how he places himself in a place where Scuttle can't see him coming. Only when it's too late. You can see that he stopped in the minimap. He was just waiting Scuttle, and even though Scuttle has good base move speed, he clicks on him to be sure. Scuttle move speed is way worse than PUDGE's when he's on rot, and as he chases Scuttle, check how he doesn't auto attack. He makes sure to attack move, and by doing that, there is no way Scuttle can run away. He even taunts the old perv by using a clarity. If Scuttle tries to cancel it, he will just make it easier for Zai. I really wish I was that good. As Zai goes back to base, he sees a fight starting in the top lane and he TPs there. Check how he plays this. As I said before, a lot of people would be keen to hooking Sand King as they approach. Some would even flame their teammates because they were in front of him. But hooking first is flawed in the first place, just hear me. Both Time Walk and Burrow Strike, especially at this level, have lower range than mid hook. If PUDGE hooks someone while the skill is ready, what will happen is that they will be out of rot range and they will probably outrun or juke Zai. Now, check what happens here. He never intended to hook Sand King, even when he had a perfect good angle to do so. Yeah, Sand King burrow strikes away, but now when he commits to a narrow path, Zai can easily kill him with no worries. It doesn't end here though, and we can see the same pattern. Sand King shows up again, and after he commits the burrow strike, what does he offers? Nothing, and Zai kills him again. As he runs Sand King down, pay attention to the attack move pattern, which is very important. As crazy as it might sound, it doesn't end again. His mango really pays off now. He disengages, and remember what I said about the range on Void and Sand King skills? That's not the only aspect he can abuse. Time Walk is that type of skill that has great value leveling up, since the cooldown gets reduced by a lot. In this case though, Void is not even level 5, which means that the cooldown is close to 20 seconds if I'm not mistaken. And since Void was stubborn and didn't retreat after using Time Walk, they have a timing window to kill him. Check how Zai pings him immediately. And seriously, get prepared because I will praise the fuck out of Zai this video. It really is beautiful. He gets the hook on Void, and at this point most PUDGEs would be satisfied in dying if it meant that Void would also die. Not Zai though, he baits Void into the trees, and since Zai had a vision of him but Void didn't, he is able to right click Void once while suiciding at the same time.
Gyre's bottom tower is under attack.
Just seriously amazing. This is a good showing of how even when PUDGE misses the hook, he can get kills, especially in early game skirmishes. Zai does miss the hook, but it doesn't affect him getting the kill. Legion died because he wanted. Ursa was dead and he just walked too close to the fight. After that he places a good and deep ward in their jungle and goes to the mid lane. He uses the lingering vision to predict Mirana's movements, and to be honest, it feels like even Zai didn't really expect it to hook Mirana. Even though he doesn't dismember Mirana instantly, he gets the kill. She was probably buying something or typing, I don't know. A very common trait of 4K players is how desperate they are. The typical 4K player would play like this. As soon as Ursa went on him, he would use stick and dismember Ursa instantly, while they would ping non-stop the situation. Playing as if your teammates are always aware of everything happening is not a good way of improving. Check how he plays instead. By running towards the tier 2, not only he buys time for his team to react to what's going on, but he's also putting Ursa in a worse situation. There's no way someone from Radiant can react to Legion's TP rotation now and they get the kill. Maybe the result would be the same if he dismembered way before, but you can't deny that this was way better, not only in putting Ursa out of position, but also in not relying so much in his teammates reacting. During the last engagement, Zai sent himself a clarity and he goes for a smoke gank right after. With the reduced duration on dismember, you can really pressure the enemy team, and after a fight like that, showing up in a completely different lane very fast can get a lot of people by surprise. When he gets there, check how he takes his time. Even though the smoke broke, it's nighttime, so Mirana definitely doesn't have vision of him. If there was a ward there, she would have leapt way before. He waits until Mirana commits to a direction and gets an easy kill. Another showing of the same thing I talked about. Koro shows up in the lane and he doesn't instantly goes for the hook. You could think that they had a ward, since Koro shows up only after Zai was retreating, but when he commits to the illuminate animation, that's an easy hook. Actually, being aware of people committing to animations or paths, it's a very good way of improving your hook accuracy. Zai doesn't stop though. He immediately goes to the top lane and spots a close to dying Sand King. He whiffs another hook, but he gets a kill since Sand King misplayed. I really like his decision of not using Dismember on Sand King to save it for Void. Unfortunately though, Ember didn't seem like helping him and Koro shows up. And check how he gets a crazy deny. He waits for the tower hit, which is the biggest damage instance of everyone there, and he gets lucky. When Zai respawns, we see again how unreliable is trying to hook Sand King before he uses Burrow Strike. This time he probably didn't even solve the hook before casting it, but as with Lifestealer, if Sand King plays correctly, he can always Burrow Strike before PUDGE dismembers, since the cast point of the skill is instant. Regardless, check how he plays it. He doesn't commit the hook. He wants either Void or Sand King committing their escapes. Sand King commits his, but he doesn't have a good angle, so he commits the Urn on him, and I really like his decision of not dismembering Sand King. He is definitely dead with Ember there. Also, since he didn't use mid hook, there is no way out for Void. Time Walk range is too short, and since Rot killed the creeps around, it's very easy for him to land the finishing blow. He's on a godlike streak in 10 minutes, it's just ridiculous. And as I already warned you before, almost none of it came from landing beautiful hooks. Most of the hooks were pretty standard, which is actually a good thing if you wish to learn PUDGE. You don't really need to be that good on landing hooks, if you have good overall mechanics and decision making. This clip is really weird for a lot of different reasons. Ursa commits to taking the tier 1 tower as ITPs in. He uses Urn on Ursa and clicks on Legion to see if she's going to use Overwhelming Odds. She actually tried to get away from PUDGE's hook going downstairs as the cooldown on Overwhelming Odds was coming back. And instead of clicking very close to the stairs to have range to cast it, she actually ends up moving upwards thanks to Dota's pathing. This is a common thing on lower MMRs, and fixing these types of mentality can take you a long way. For some odd reason though, Ursa tried to deny himself. I don't really know what was happening here. He had ages though, so yeah. One thing I feel like a lot of PUDGEs struggle is how weird PUDGE's power spike is. In the beginning, when the enemy heroes are all scattered up in the map, he's a beast when left unchecked. You can see Zai was a part of 13 kills in 11 minutes, pretty impressive. But check the timer on the next relevant clip. That's a huge chunk of time. Restless or anxious PUDGE players would be keen to keep owning everyone only to feed all that experience and gold they actually acquired. So you really need to hold on the aggression, especially when the enemy team groups up a little bit more. Check how he's not starting a gank now, he's actually reaching a fight that was already happening. Since Sand King was dueled, he gets an easy kill, and I feel like he misplayed by not retreating right away. And even then, he manages to take the void with him. A beautiful gank, the same way with Mirana arrows. It's always better to gank someone through the fog. It gives close to no time for the enemy to react, and is also a place where he will be less likely waiting for it to happen. Obviously, Ursa is able to ult while PUDGE dismembers, but Legion plays this pretty well. He waits for dismember to be over and then he uses duel, when Ursa is not under the effect of enrage anymore. Kotl decides to deward that cliff on the worst time possible, guaranteeing another easy kill for Zai. Zai misses another hook on Sand King. I feel like maybe Sand King model is a little bit weird because pretty much every hook he missed was on Sand King. But anyways, my point is, he missed some pretty quote-unquote easy hooks, and even then he's able to create a huge amount of space. As the fight evolves, checks his decision making. I can see this happening in pubs around the world. Lion uses Hex, doesn't have mana for a stun, and while PUDGE waits for the stun to secure the hook, a storm of pings descends towards the map, since Void got away. Zai actually clicks on Lion, sees that he has both mana and cooldown to stun, and then waits to cast hook. If Lion didn't have mana, he would probably be able to land the kill regardless, but he creates his own destiny by not depending on luck or his ally communicating. Well, this wraps up for today. If you enjoyed this video or if you learned something new, please guys give it a thumbs up, it helps a lot. If you want to see more of Zai's replay breakdown, please check the link in the description. And well, I can't overstate how this video wouldn't ever be possible without the huge help from the Pugna guys, so please show them some love. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe to it. I'm making videos like this almost every day, and I'm sure something here will pique your interest. In this first clip, Mid 1 gets comboed with Turret and Bolt, even though he had a ward revealing Kunkka. Check his decision making. When he notices that the boat is coming, instead of running, which wouldn't help him at all since the boat was too close anyways, he uses press the attack. The cast point was buffed, and since it's so fast now, he's able to use it during the downtime of the torrent until the boat hits. And well, that alone is not impressive, but after that most people would run away since Kunkka is